Hey. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here right now. I have something pretty exciting to share with you about new information in the case of Orrin and Orson West, also known as Cinsere and Classic. Before we get started, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Choose the all option when you ring a ding my bell, and then smash the thumbs up to let YouTube know to share this video more. You can also share this video on all of your social media to spread more awareness about Orrin and Orson West, aka Cinsere and Classic. Okay, let's do this. I have two things that I want to share with you in this video. People being, quote, detained, end quote, which will be what the majority of this video is all about. But then at the end of all of that, I have pictures of the boys that I am going to exclusively share with you in this video. So make sure that you stick around till the end of the video because I promise you won't want to miss any of it. So I just found out that Bayan Wang shared a little tidbit on his Facebook page. Okay, well, he was on CourtTV with Vinny and he was interviewed. The whole interview is about 11 to 12 minutes long, and we will watch that because at the end, he shares information that he just shared on his Facebook page. It says, while multiple people have voluntarily cooperated with authorities in the missing California City boys case, the Bakersfield Police Department confirmed Wednesday that investigators have had to detain several people who were not willfully cooperating with the investigation. 3-year-old Orson West and 4-year-old Orrin West were reported missing on December 21st, 2020 in California City by their adoptive parents. And then he shared the picture of, the missing flyer. The original pictures that were released. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's watch this 11-minute video.
Shut the gate. Go in the house. Why did it take both of y'all to go in the house and leave them outside by themselves?
I understand.
And y'all know the gate was open.
Why haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking at the kids? We already told you on camera.
I took y'all on no cameras last night. I didn't even see y'all out here praying with them people. Them people was out to take care of my nephew. This not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
You can feel the passion. Two little guys, 3 and 4 years old, Orrin and Orson West, disappeared from their home. And those were their parents answering questions from the media and then from some folks who are related to those kids because those children were adopted and those were part of the biological family, very upset about what's going on here. And in my career, I've covered way too many cases where children have gone missing and these cases have gone unsolved. So we're keeping the full court press on this one. I want you to take a listen to John Walker. He's the chief of police out in California City where all this happened. He sat down and spoke with Bayan Wang from our great affiliate KERO in Bakersfield.
Cal City Police, you guys, how many police officers do you guys have?
We have 13 sworn, including me.
Okay. And how many people each day, because you guys are the lead investigators, are working this case?
Oof. Off and on, at least 3. So that taxes my resources, but that's okay. My guys are working hard, and they don't complain about it at all.
So you have basically 3 rotating,
right,
working this case every.
We have somebody touching on it somehow every day.
And just to be clear for those people who hear this interview, doesn't mean there's 3 total personnel working this, right? Is there from BPD and KCSO and FBI?
Oh no, there's a ton of people working on this thing.
Every single day?
Yes, absolutely. And we liaison with them, or I do daily. I reach out to them and we liaison. Okay, what do we got today? Does we got anything new? What are we going to do tomorrow? Which way are we going tomorrow? What else can we get? And every time I get a tip or a clue, I pass it on to them as well. And if they can follow up on it, great.
Did you guys ask the parents to take a lie detector test?
I'm not going to disclose that.
Not asking if they denied it, just asking if it
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yes, you guys asked the parents?
Yes, we did.
And you can't tell me anything after that?
No.
And as I'm closing up here, I just want to know, have the adoptive parents, Jacqueline and Giselle, have they been asked not to leave California?
Not to my knowledge. We never asked them that.
Are they?
All we ask them is to be available if we need to get a hold of them, and they have been.
Okay. Any other? You guys are lead investigators. You guys share information, as you've been told to me. Has any other authority suggested to Jacqueline or Trezell not to leave California?
Not to my knowledge.
Joining us tonight in Denver, Colorado, reporter for KERO, who's been covering the story since the beginning. Bayan Wang is back with us. Bayan, great to see you. Thanks again for giving us your time. I want to start here tonight because for our viewers and trying to understand the history of how this young couple was able to adopt these two little boys. Do we have a history of the children, why they needed to be adopted, and how it was that this young couple was able to end up being their parents?
Yeah, Vinny, thanks for having me. If you really want to go back to the origins, Orson and Orrin were once known as Cinsere and Classic, as those were their birth names when they were born. I know that CPS found some issues with the biological family. I don't know the exact details on that. And in fact, when I spoke to the biological mother, she said, hey, look, there were some things I was working towards. I've gotten past them. And as you played last time in your coverage, she's absolutely devastated that her kids are missing. Now, in terms of a timeline on when these kids became foster children, in 2018, Trezell and Jacqueline West were fostering them, and it wasn't until 2019 when they became their adoptive parents.
So the biological family, we watched that press conference, right? And it seemed like there were some relatives from the biological family that were there, and the mom was out part of the search. What did they continue to be a part of the lives of these two children at all? Was there interaction between the adoptive parents and the biological family before they went missing? Do we know?
Vinny, it's a really good question. Unfortunately, we don't know how active they've been in visiting and those sorts of things, but it wasn't just the extended biological family that was there for that press conference in their only media interview that day. The biological mother was there, and from what we understand from the biological mother, Ryan Dean, she went and knocked on the door of the adoptive parents and demanded to know where her kids were. Her suspicions were really high from the get-go, and when we met with Ryan on scene there for that press conference, she said, hey, look, I think these adoptive parents did something. And to be fair, as an ethical journalist, we wanted to pose that question to the adoptive parents saying, hey, look, we got the biological family here accusing you guys of some sort of role in the disappearance of the kids. Now, here on the media side, we haven't confirmed that, but Trezell and Jacqueline basically said, hey, look, we totally understand why you think that. And, yeah, it was kind of bizarre to hear that.
The other thing that's very striking is this couple is young. They're like in their early 30s, and they've got 6 children, right? So 2 of them are biological, but they have had 2 other adopted kids as well as the little boys?
Yeah, so Vinny, 6 kids total, 2 biological. There were 4 adoptive kids, 2 of them Orson and Orrin. Now, I should say that those 4 other kids are in Child Protective Services custody right now. They, in fact, were within the first couple days of of Orrin and Orson going missing. So authorities kind of jumped on that from the get-go.
Okay, now wait a minute. In Wacky Wanda West plea that she put out, didn't she say there that they, whoever they is, Wanda and the mouse in her pocket, made the hard decision, the tough decision, whatever words she used, to call the FBI and have them come and take the other 4 children for their safety? Didn't she say that? Pretty sure we discussed that, right? This is just another validation point here from Bayan Wang stating that that was law enforcement that chose to do that. That was not the family that chose to do that. Maybe family didn't argue when law enforcement stated that they were removing their children. And listen to the next part that he says here, because this gets even more interesting. I hope you're still here. I hope you're still watching this video, because he starts sharing some truth bombs here.
And at last report, just a couple days ago, I confirmed with the Bakersfield Police Department that the 4 other kids are still not in the custody of their parents. They're still in protective custody. And I could confirm with you tonight that there has been at least 1 hearing from CPS, and still those kids aren't allowed to be with Trezell and Jacqueline right now.
And how?
Okay, wait a minute. Now, if the family is the one, as Wacky Wanda West stated, that chose to have the other 4 children removed, then why on earth would they have to have a court hearing to try to get their own children back if they voluntarily said, come and get our kids? Something's just not adding up right here, huh? Okay, we're not done yet. We still have 4 minutes and 22 seconds left of this interview, and there are still more truth bombs that are about to swing this way. Brace yourselves.
What is it? I mean, to me, it strikes me as either this couple is just amazing, angelic, and wants to help all these children. But, young in your 30s with 6 kids, I think they don't have a ton of money. That's obviously got a nice little house. But, 6 kids when you're in your early 30s, that is an incredible burden that they took on. How much do we know about the background of this couple?
Good point, Vinny. Good point.
How they were drawn to the world of fostering and adoption. Is there any, have they spoken about that at all?
Vinny, those are all questions that I would have loved to follow up with the adoptive parents on, to learn a little bit more about why move from Bakersfield to California City, a town of 14,000.
Aileen the lender said Trezell wanted to move to California City to get off the grid. Remember? That's why. But listen to what Bayan is getting ready to say right here.
In a sprawling desert. We don't know too much about what they, did for work prior to that. All those details on, who they really are and, what life was like in California City are all holes in this puzzle right now.
Have you seen them unmasked?
I have not seen them unmasked, but I can confirm with you that in March, I did see them in person. We had a 30-minute conversation.
In March. You hear that? In March. He met with Trezell and Jackie. Okay, in March. Now, March, depending on the date in March, obviously, but that is approximately 3 to 4 months after they reported the boys missing. Okay, 3 to 4 months after. Now listen to what he says they said. Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
And a lot of that was off record. I really wanted to get a statement from them saying, hey, look, I know that there's a lot of people out there, the YouTubers, the web sleuths, that are coming up with their own theories and are making some heinous accusations. I asked them, I said, hey, guys, can you just provide me a statement? Doesn't have to be on camera, though I would love for you guys to come and, cancel out any rumors or just clear your names from all these people making accusations.
And all they would have had to have done, in my opinion, this is all in my opinion, all of my commentary is obviously in my opinion, and some is allegedly. All they had to do was say, we just want to let everybody know that we are continuously worried about our 2 children, Orrin and Orson, and we love them so much, and we miss them so much, and we just want them home with us. Anything, something like, something along those lines. But instead, this is what they said.
And they said, look, we're not there right now. They're afraid that, no matter what they say, people are going to find every single word or adjective, try to connect it to some sort of criminal role in this whole entire situation. So for the media, it's really tough. We want to be able to provide both sides, and we also want to be very careful in the way we're illustrating the story ourselves. So having that opportunity to see them, to have that conversation with them, providing them the opportunity to give me even a written statement on what they would like out there, as there have been so many people saying, hey, we've never seen them out there searching on the community level with us. Mm-hmm. Why not? Yep. And I could tell you tonight that the adoptive parents said, well, yeah, of course we're not going to go out there with all these people who've been making threats to our family, physical threats to our family, but they claim that they have been out there searching themselves, and they also say that they have their own suspicions of who may be involved in this case.
Okay, hold on. I call bullshit. Let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, these 2 people on the screen right now, if they are receiving threats of physical violence, that is absolutely wrong. And I discourage strongly against anybody who would make a violent physical threat against anybody. So please do not do that. Okay, second of all, these people on the screen right now would have never been looked upon as guilty people in the disappearance of Orrin and Orson West, also known as Cinsere and Classic, if they would have been out there, boots on the ground, from day 1. Or day 2, day 2. Because on day 1, the police made them stay in the house and let them know that the best are out there. Okay, so that was what we heard. On day 3 was their excuse of why they had not been out searching, why they were not out in front of their own home praying with people that were out there searching for their children. Because on day 1, law enforcement said, you stay inside in case we need to get a hold of you. The best are out there. Okay, so like I said, this interview was in March, 3 to 4 months after they reported the boys missing. In those 3 to 4 months, they have not joined any prayer vigil. They have not joined any search party. They have not done any news interview. They have not released any written statements. And their reason is because they're worried that people are going to pick it apart. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why people have thoughts of guilt about these two people. I wonder why YouTubers and web sleuths are making heinous accusations, as Bayan said, against these two people on my screen right now, on your screen right now. Because from day 2, they have been in hiding. They have not shown any type of concern about the welfare or the location of their 2 children. In my opinion, if they would have been out there that night 2, praying with those people, like the lady in the white hat said, you weren't out here praying with these people. If they would have been out there praying with those people, if they would have been out there searching with those people, there wouldn't be any of these. Well, I'm sure there would probably still be some accusations against them, because you can't please everybody all the time. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't agree with you. That's just a part of life. That's just how the world goes around. Which I'm okay with. I understand. I completely understand that we are all not going to agree. But the majority of us agree that if these 2 people would have come out of their house more than this one time right here, then we wouldn't have this assumption of guilt against them, in my opinion. But these people have not given us any reason whatsoever, and neither has their family. The West family has released statements that have honestly made themselves look even worse, because they had lies in them, because it was all about them and not about the boys, in my opinion. And in Jackie's family, we haven't heard anything from any of her family members, so I will at least give the West family some type of credit for at least putting out some statements. I mean, they've released, what, 3 statements now? So at least they have spoken up somewhat. The reasons behind it, I don't know. Is it because the pressure of everybody standing out in front of their house chanting, "Where are the boys?" Possibly. I know that was the reason for their one interview where they cried and said, "We're grieving too. There are people outside the house right now talking about, where are the boys?" Everybody's talking about, where are the boys, Wanda? Everybody on earth is talking about, where are the boys? Because we all want to know. Hashtag, where are the boys? I'm sorry. I get frustrated. I'm so frustrated with these lame-ass excuses that we keep hearing from these 2 people that are supposed to be the parents of these 2 missing children. And I know we all sit at home and say, if that was my child, or if those were my children, this is what we would do. And I think a lot of us have different things that we say that we would do. Because we all think differently, we all behave differently, we all react differently. But I guarantee not one single person is saying, I would sit at home and lock my front door. I mean, if that's what you would do if your child was missing, let me know. You know, I'm open to everybody's view. I'm open to everybody's suggestions, and I'm open to looking at things from other people's perspective. So if that would be your perspective, if your child was missing, if your perspective would be, I would shut my front door and lock it, let me know. Because I don't think that that's a majority decision. But that's what these people decided to do, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to stop rambling. I'm sorry. Like I said, I get frustrated. I get heated. We're going to keep going because there are still more truth bombs that are about to drop here. Where he shares about people being detained to get answers.
Yeah, I mean, no one's been charged with anything, and no one's been arrested. And at this point, it's still a search for these two kids. If you could just update us, what's the absolute latest that you have learned about this investigation?
Yeah, the latest I got for you, Vinny, is today, right as I knew you were going to bring me onto the show, I called Sergeant Pear. He is the public information officer for the Bakersfield Police Department. For the very first time in this entire case, he confirmed with me tonight that there have been multiple people detained for questioning. Now, you would think, okay, of course, in a case like this, there is going to have that element to it, but that hasn't been released to us before. We thought everybody voluntarily went in for questioning, but tonight we're learning there's some folks who didn't want to have anything to do with the police department, and officers had to use their will to bring them in.
Wow. All right. Bayan Wang, we're going to stay on the story, and hopefully you'll be able to work us into your schedule.
Okay, now this is the part that we are going to continue the conversation down in the comment section. But a couple things to keep in mind as we absorb all of this information. Okay, let's start with how Bayan said Sergeant Pear just released this information to him. He didn't say that it's new current information, like they have people detained right this minute. So this makes my logical thinking gears start spinning. I'm betting Bayan was just so excited that he got a new piece of anything from BPD that he wasn't thinking that he should be clear on when people were detained. Logically thinking here, I think our focus should be on who wasn't being cooperative with the BPD during their investigation. Anyone can be held for up to 48 hours without being arrested. So that's what it sounds like the police were forced to do. But who made them do this? I think we can safely assume that Sergeant Pear was meaning over the course of this entire investigation, some people came in for questioning when they were asked to, but some people refused or dodged being questioned. So who would not want to answer questions and why? That is what I want to continue to discuss in the comments below. Now let's go ahead and move on to my last subject, the pictures that I want to share with you. I don't know if you know this or not, but this is my second channel on YouTube. My main channel is Mandy Mixed Media Queen. On my main channel, I am a mixed media artist, and I do live streams, which I haven't done in a few months, and I'm hoping to get back into some type of schedule and routine where I can start doing live streams on that channel again. I have not created any art since November until now. Okay, these boys have touched my heart so much that I decided that I was going to do a piece of art. And I'm going to pop that picture up here right now in this video so that you guys can see what I did. I took 2 of the pictures that have been shared of Orrin, or Cinsere, and Orson, or Classic, and I drew those pictures. Now this is just on regular mixed media paper with a regular HB lead pencil. I plan on laminating it and hanging it around my desk. And I think that I'm going to try to start doing this with any case that I cover that has truly touched my heart in a big way. So I think that Maya Maletti will be my next portrait that I draw. And I'm not a portrait drawer. That's probably not even the right way to say it. I have drawn portraits before, but that's not my specialty. My specialty is mixed media, which just means I mix different mediums together to make my art. Okay, so that means I can take a canvas and slap 12 different things on there. I can put acrylic paint. I can put some texture paste. I can put some ink. I can put some watercolor paint. Whatever. You know, it's just different layers of anything that I want to use to make my art piece. And drawing is something that I enjoy doing. I do have a coloring book, an adult coloring book that I have drawn. I think that there's 25 pages in that coloring book. I do have a Facebook group. It is Mandy's Mixed Media Glam Squad on Facebook. If you want to join that group, you can see my coloring book over there. And if you want to purchase any of the pages or the whole book, you can do that there also. But I really put a lot of time into drawing the boys. And I did it while I was sitting here listening to videos about the boys. They definitely have a special place in my heart. So I wanted to kind of debut these two pictures, or this one picture of these two pictures. And I will show you the original pictures. I'll pop those up here also. The original pictures of where my focal point that I was looking at to, or my reference picture, I'm sorry. My reference picture that I was using to be able to draw both of the boys on this page. Now, I know that this picture of Orrin, or Cinsere, a lot of you had asked me a while back if I would look at this picture in more detail, because there were accusations or assumptions that were made, perception of looking at the picture, that it looked like Orrin had bruises and swollen parts of his face. Okay, now I say this as sensitive as I possibly can. While I was drawing the picture, I zoomed in on certain parts of their face to make sure that I got the detail and the shadowing and, you know, all of that as correct and close to the original reference picture as I possibly could. There are definitely, in my opinion, parts of Orrin's face that are bruised and swollen. If you look at his lip, his top lip, looking at the picture right now, it's on the left side of your screen. To the left of center of his top lip, you can see that it is swollen. If you look right of center, above his top lip, between his lip and his nose, you will see that there is a darker spot right there that appears to be swollen or bruised, or both. The other things that I noticed were his eyes. Both of his eyes look bruised and swollen, in my opinion. His eye, which will be on the left side of your screen, which will be his right eye. If you look all the way to the left, his eyelid looks swollen, in my opinion. His eye on the right side of your screen, his left eye, underneath his eye, it looks like the swelling is going down. On his eyelid, it also looks like the swelling is going down. And there are bruises around both eyes in those areas. Now, I will put the picture that I drew and the reference picture both on the screen here, and I will try to make them as big as I possibly can. I may even try to scroll them so that you can see from top to bottom or side to side of the picture enlarged. And I will slow it down on the parts where I just pointed out. Now, Orrin is who I drew first. And that was so emotional for me to draw his picture. Because when I noticed those spots that look swollen and that look bruised, it made me so sad to think, how did that happen? And I don't know. I still don't know. I have no idea. Was it an accident? Did one of the other 5 boys do it? Or did the parents do it? I don't know. When I drew Classic's picture, or Orson's picture, he made me smile. Because in this picture, Classic, or Orson, looks so happy. I don't think that my drawing does Orson or Classic justice. I think that he is a very handsome little boy, and he looks so happy in that picture. As for Orrin, he looks very distinguished and very handsome in his picture. And you can tell that, you know, he still has the baby face. Most definitely. But certain parts of his face are very grown up. So I enjoyed drawing both of these pictures. Like I said, it was very emotional to draw Orrin or Cinsere, but I did it for them. I want to display them And I don't want to use the pictures that we have been, given, that people have shared with us. I wanted to kind of make my own. And so that's why I drew it. And that's the theme that I'm going to go with each person from here on out that I draw. Like I said, Maya Maletti will be the next person that I draw. So now I've been working on these pictures right here that you're seeing right now for about 4 weeks. Like, it wasn't something that I just whipped up. I am not a portrait drawer. Again, let me butcher that. So they're not going to be the best portraits, hand-drawn portraits, but they're mine. And I enjoyed drawing them. And they have a special place in my home, as well as the actual person does in my heart. So it's very symbolic also. So, okay, that's it. I'm done. Okay, let's move on. So that's it. I'm done with the video. That's it. I appreciate you for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the all option when you ring-a-ding my bell. And tell me, who do you think they had to detain to question in Bakersfield? And if you find any factual information, please let me know. I am very, very curious about this. But please make sure that you state the difference. If you are assuming who you think that they have detained, make sure that you put that. Make sure that you put, I think, or in my opinion. Don't state anything as a fact unless you know it as a fact. And if you know it as a fact, please supply us with where you found your factual information so that we can fact check it, so we can verify it. That's just for my own peace of mind. So I appreciate you so much. I love you bunches. Till next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and ring my bell if you enjoy this type of content. Leave a comment below with any questions or suggestions that you have. I do read all comments. I need your help to fit the puzzle pieces together that we learned in this video. No bad vibes here, please. No drama. My channel is a safe place for all of you. Leave your thoughts about this puzzle below in the comments so that we can figure this out together. We discuss true crime and paranormal here. I'm bringing true crime stories and missing person cases to the spirits. I'm getting the spirits to help us find answers and hopefully solve questions we all have. So again, make sure that you're subscribed and ring my bell so that you don't miss my next video. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or the thumbs down if you didn't. Share this video out on all of your social media so that we can spread the word about this case. And don't forget to read the description box. There's a lot of great info, including the link to the Spirit Seeker Squad Facebook group and so much more. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.